I did, man, but controversy sells, so it is what it is.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Like, it actually does. Like, I feel like a lot of people make noise about things they don't really understand, and it's, to be honest, the noise brings more traction, and really sold out, so thank you.
Welcome to Out of Office with Kim. I'm your host, Kimberly Cumberbatch, and today we're joined by someone very, very, very exciting. I like to let my guests introduce themselves, so tell everyone who you are.
My name is Dami Hope. I'm just kind of like, you call me exciting. That's cute. I've never heard that before.
Never?
What makes me exciting?
Well, we're going to get into that, aren't we?
Wow, I can't wait to hear it.
I mean, you are someone very special. Fashion, social media. You're going for a lot of things at the minute, right?
Yeah,
You've got big things coming. We're going to delve into it, and we're going to break open what that exciting means.
Delve into it.
We're going to get deep in.
Really going to dive, huh?
We're going to do a bit of a buzz question just to loosen everybody up.
All right, let's do it.
So, if you could be any cartoon character, who would you be and why?
Any cartoon character, probably. What's the Taz guy?
Who's Taz?
You know, the one that's really fast.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, Tasmanian Devil would probably be him.
And why Tasmanian Devil?
Because I'm a speedy guy.
He doesn't speak, you know this, right?
Yeah, I know he doesn't speak.
And
but isn't that what people want me to do, is to stop speaking?
Just be fast and silent.
Just be fast and silent. Just get my shit done and shh.
Okay, right. So, all of our guests, we ask the same question when we start.
All right.
So, what was your first job and what did it teach you? And I mean first ever job.
First ever job. The maddest thing is, my parents, when I was in uni, I was always trying to like work, but they would be like, oh, you need to focus on your studies. There's no time to be working, blah, blah, blah. So like, I never got a job for a while, but then everyone around me would be like, they'll be working. And I'm like, I feel like I should actually get experience to actually like, before I start going to other things that don't concern me, because I need to hustle to make money. Like, I like expensive stuff. So it's like, obviously, Susie or whatever is paying for the bills, giving me money, but still not enough. So I think there was one summer that we kind of like broke out, obviously from uni, and I had time, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to England, because one of my friends, he had like family over in England that had like a company, and they were like, oh, they would like give us a job. So obviously I'm coming from with no experience, because no one's allowed me to work, and I'm probably like maybe 16, 17, probably even 18 at this point. So this is even the old age when, my other like friends, they've already been working since they're like 14.
Yeah.
So the job that came around, it was like, they had a company, it was like an agency where like you'd kind of do like night shifts or day shifts for, I don't know what's the right term, if it's like, just basically like a mental facility. So I was working with like a lot of like different patients, and it would be like to like, care for them and stuff like this. But I didn't know what I was coming into. So obviously like, it was still a fun experience. And it's kind of mad in a sense how like, people from all like forms of life, and however they've obviously ended up in that place, it's like you get to like speak to them, resonate with them. They have their own stories as well, and then it's in a sense they're still your patient, but then they become kind of like a friend as well. So it was very like, I don't know, it's kind of endearing in a way where it's like I gained like a lot, because I feel like I'm very good at people anyway. So I gain a lot more expertise in that sense, where it's like these are people that obviously like are here for a reason. It's like, just like managing and taking care of them. But the shifts, like I really learned like, okay, this is working life, like the people that actually do it. So we'd have to do like me and my friend that I went with, we'd have to do it in like different rotas. So we would never be there at the same time. And then sometimes we would try to make it so we're there, so it would be fun. But yeah, that was essentially like my first job. It was a very like, I can say crazy, right? Even though it was a very crazy experience, but it was a very like good one. Like I learned a lot.
So it was a caring role, essentially.
Yeah, caring role. Yeah.
So when you first went into it, what did you think it was going to be? Did he literally describe it, I've just got a job for you?
Nah, he described it like, obviously we'd be working with patients and be caring for them, but like we have different patients that have different like, obviously like, I don't know what terms I can use, but different like, I don't know.
Different mental health
different mental health like issues or whatever. So you'd always be working with someone that's different. I remember there was even one lady that like, she would think like I was her partner at one point, but it's like you still have to be very careful in that sense, where it's like you don't cross that boundary and then it gets left. So it's like, I don't know, it was just a lot of like, it was a lot of figuring out that I had to do around that age, but I still made it work. And it was just an experience that like, I don't know, people probably don't even know I did that, but I feel like that was my first job. So
it's good to understand that, because what we want to understand is what were your goals originally? What were your original career goals way before Love Island? Like, what was the plan?
The plan, thank my African parents, man. The plan was obviously get a degree that got you the most money, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
and for them, like in Ireland, I think the degree was science. So like, I remember I used to want to do like English. I wanted to do literature. I wanted to write stories. I wanted to do all that. My dad would be like, that one is not going to bring you any money.
Of
Like,
course,
you need to do science or something. Even what's that one that people do? Oh, it's between science and what's that one when people can build stuff again? Oh, man.
Building.
Engineering, bro. He's between that one and that one. And I was good at technology when I was in secondary school, but I was like, I rather science because I actually enjoy. There's things I like finding out about, you know, why we're humans and just stuff. I like learning about it. So I feel like I went through the science path, and obviously, as I was going through, I actually started enjoying it a lot.
What degree did you do?
So I did bioscience with biopharmaceuticals. Wow. Yeah, so that kind of obviously like opened doors to go either if you want to go into like medicine or microbiology. So there's just different avenues of like spaces I could go within the science place. And in Ireland, like even like job wise, you get more out of your like degree than you would in the UK. So like scientifically or science, whatever my words, man. But literally, yeah. So yes, that's literally. So when I was obviously doing that, my goal was obviously to like do that job. Like you don't really plan. It's like you're just faking it until you make it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're figuring everything out. Even though like, yeah, that is my degree, that's where I'm going, but I'm still passionate about like other things on the sidelines where it's like with clothes, with fashion. Like I even used to rap and do spoken word. Like
really?
I was just always in my like creative bag. Like it's like I like movies a lot. It's like I was always like self-acting whether it's me in the room and I'm creating like scripts, I'm always still like kind of honing in on skills that no one's even asking me to hone in on, and trying to like, you know, develop them and do that. So I feel like whilst all that was going on, and that's obviously I'm still doing my science degree and I'm making waves and I'm actually like getting to where I need to go with it. It's like those things that I'm passionate about are still there. So for me, it's like I know I'm doing this, and I'm faking adulthood right now. I know I'm doing all this stuff. Shout out to Rita, by the way. I know I'm doing it, but it's like somehow, somewhere or the other, these other things I'm passionate about have to come to life too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm doing this. It's like a safety net. Like they always say, it's like you have the degree as a safety net. Everything else you're passionate about, it's like at least you have your degree, then you have
Always
this.
have it to fall back on. Because there's obviously a lot of people in that boat whose parents put a lot of pressure in what you study, but ultimately you might have this creative drive. Like, what would you say for young people who, literally like you, the parents said, go and study this, but they want to do something completely different?
I feel like it's great when you have like parents that like, I generally feel like my parents supported me, and I feel like even me, if I have like my own child, it would be a thing where it's like you can be passionate about something, but I do get the mentality from an African parent where they're like, they want you to have something to fall back on.
Yes,
because nothing is actually ever promised. Like you can be so driven, and then like when you do something, it just might not be your time yet. So then at least you have this thing where you can, okay, look, I have this degree, I can work on it. And I'll always push my children as well to be like, yo, okay, I know you're passionate about this. I'll always support you on this, but I still want you to have like a degree that you can use, you know, down the line in case you ever need it. Because like there's stuff that I've learned from science I might not apply to myself today, but whilst I was working, I've learned a lot of stuff that I can still use in my day-to-day life that I'm knowledgeable about. So it's like...
So what exactly was the turning point? Because obviously we know a big part of your career stems with Love Island. Tell me a little bit why you wanted to go on there.
Why I wanted to go on there, bro, the maddest thing is like, I was working day in, day out. Like I already reached a high place in my job. I was managing people. Like I was comfortable. And it's like, I was comfortable and I was good.
And
like
what actually was the job?
So I was a lead microbiologist for my team. So like I'd be managing them and just like training them. And it was more so like just creating the day-to-day like tasks that we be doing and just like allocating everyone to what they're doing. Just like literally just managing everyone. It's like at that point it was kind of like a breeze. Okay. It's like, you know, when you've worked so hard and it's like, I used to be the one staying late. I used to be the one, like people bossing me around, you know, stuff. And it's gone to this point where now it's me. And like, I'm here in this position. I'm like, I'm playing with crypto. Like I'm even finding out that I have bare time on my hands. It's like, I'm learning about crypto. While I'm still working and I'm training them, it's like, I'll go away to my office and I'll be like, oh, like what's crypto? Do you know what I mean? Like before I didn't have that time to do it. Yeah. But now I have time on my hands. So I feel like, we worked 4 days on, 4 days off. So like we had 2 different shifts, and I feel like there was one of my 4 days off, I was just chilling, and I was at my boy's house, and he was working from home. And literally, we were just chopping it up. He was just talking, and I think he told me, someone else that we know, I applied for Love Island, and he already did the year before. And I was like, okay, I didn't do it the year before. Should I just do it this year for the crack? And I was like, literally, that's how the Irish speak, just for the crack. You just do things for the laugh. You don't really.
That's what you went in there. Just for the experience.
Just for the experience. I went in there to, like, I was single. I was like, obviously, like, I was single, but I spoke to girls, and I was like, you know what? Go on Love Island. Let's test my riz. Just go on and see if we can actually chat to girls. And then when you do it, you don't actually like believe anything's coming off it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like obviously you do things with intention. When I had to make like a video of why do you think you should be on Love Island.
Yeah.
Even when you're doing that, you're trying to be your most enthusiastic self, and then sometimes you even feel like you're being corny.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're selling yourself. Yeah. But then I feel like all the things I was doing with, like, you know, me doing all those self-act tapes and myself, I feel like it was kind of easy for me to just get into and then one after the other, it's like just reach the next stage, till it actually just became a reality. And I was like, oh, damn.
So it was not a joke, but kind of an experience.
No, literally, like, you know that sometimes you believe certain things are supposed to happen for you.
Yeah.
Like I literally saw the other day, I was on Snap, and a memory came up, and it was like in 2017, and it was like me just like with my face, and I had like Love Island on the thing. But this is even before I've entered it. So I was just watching it, or I was just talking about it, but just my face is there 2017. I'm there at Love Island, and it's like, obviously then I did it in 2022, but those times I would never have even thought, you know. And
since you've been on there, like, actually, when you was on there, was there anything you learned about yourself that you didn't expect? Because the way people describe Love Island is like an experience that nobody, if you've not been on it, we just watch it, right? We watch an hour a day. We don't know what's actually going on.
I feel like what I probably learned is that, I don't know, you can actually really get shy. Like, especially I feel like I really learned in the beginning, I could actually get shy again. Because like, you go through so much of your life, like you become so confident. And I feel like when obviously I'm managing people, doing all the stuff that I'm doing, you think you're confident enough. Yeah. But then when it's actually happens, like, yo, whoa, you're literally going to be on TV. And I feel like I really realized, and you know, your nerves like be shaky, and I'm like, bro, maybe I'm not as confident as I thought I was. But then I feel like later on, then you actually, like, as soon as you get comfortable and the place becomes like your house, everything about you just really starts to show.
It's a different type of confidence though, isn't it?
It's
completely different managing, doing a 9 to 5 day to day to, I suppose, being on 24/7, being with strangers, being in a house.
And realizing your people are going to listen to you raise and talk and try and flirt. And if it's not working, like, it's kind of where you come back home, the group chats that are going on, what they're saying. It's like when you go in there, it's like, even though your friends aren't with you, they're the only people that you're actually thinking of they're supporting you. That was even pushing me when I was in there. I'd be like, you know what? I can do this. Because my people are, obviously, they were even the one pushing me, yo, you could do this. So let me go and show them I can do this. Like, and then you just get comfortable. You know, one thing I wish I even did is, like, maybe because there wasn't enough black people for me in the beginning. Like, obviously, India, Ikenna, and Amber were there.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had more, like when Deji came in, even though it was after the fact, I feel like I had like a Nigerian person.
Yeah.
Like, even though Ikenna was, but he wasn't really holding in on his Nigerian side. So for me, it was like, because I feel like when I'm with my friends, it's like I have a lot of like white friends and Irish friends, but it's like I know how to like code switch.
Yep.
But I feel like when I find myself, okay, with my black friends and I'm in my Nigerian accent,
be yourself.
Bro, the way I am is just completely like, it's just like I'm free. So do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
did you feel pressured to act a certain way whilst you were on there? Especially as you mentioned, there weren't that many black contestants. Obviously, we know Love Island, there's always a select few. Did you feel any pressures of having to act a certain way, live up to certain stereotypes, or against certain stereotypes?
Yeah. Like, I feel like because you go in knowing the certain stereotypes, I feel like obviously the way I handle myself, I think I kind of did well to, like, you know, just be myself. But there's only so much, like, I was my full self, but you have to kind of always still hone it in a little bit. But then I think it got to a point where, like, you just stop caring. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like in the beginning, everyone's trying to put their best self forward.
Yeah.
But then you realize, your best self forward is actually who you really are. Because at the end of the day, the cracks show. Like, and I feel like all my other people that were in there, like, I could even start seeing when the cracks were showing because they were holding it for so long. And I was like, bro, this ain't you.
Yeah, loosen
like,
up.
Loosen up, man. Like, we can see what you're on. And then everyone in the village will be like, yeah, this is not really them. Do you know what I mean? So
Let's talk post Love Island when you came out. Like, how did you adjust to the new Son of Fame? I said you went in, microbiologist, living life, and then you've come out, your whole world's changed. How did you adjust, cope? Was it shocking?
Yeah.
Did you know how famous you were going to be when you came out?
No, because the thing is, we'd be in the villa and we'd be like, because I think it was coming close to the end, and then the producers and them be like, you guys don't know how like crazy you are right now. And we'd be like, nah, it's not that deep. It's not like, you know what I mean? And then
you're in a bubble.
You're in a bubble, so you don't even know what's going on. And then literally, I think what happened is like, we got our phones back. And when I really realized is when we were all going on lives, and like everybody was on lives, and everyone that was watching us, we were like, we could see like the numbers of people that were coming in, maybe like 200K people watching us. We're like, okay. And then when we come out, it's like people stopping their cars, they see us on the street, like, oh my God, like people driving and they just park up. And it's like, that's when you really realize the volume of people that actually watch it and how your life can really just drastically change. And it's like, you're really in the limelight. But I feel like the pressures I probably faced when I came out is like, a lot of people, I don't know, it's like a lot of people expect, because obviously you're in a couple, you're going on a show for a couple, but when you come out, people lose the fact that you're still an individual before you went in there. And it's like, obviously, your couple is only going to work as long as you guys make it work, but you're still individuals at the end of the day. And when people come out, it's like there's a lot of pressure on, like, you have to constantly be with your partner, you have to constantly be around them, you have to constantly be posting. But me, naturally, I always wanted to post with India. I always wanted to do things, you know what I mean? But then sometimes I'd find when I'm going on TikTok, it's like, I'll be making posts on TikToks with like, you know, other girls like that were on the show, like Paige, or like, you know, friends that I meet, or like when I'm networking and I've been invited to spot. And it's like, those type of things are what bridge you as well. It's like, you need to do these type of things. But then I feel like people didn't understand that. And it was a lot of like, oh, Dami's with everyone else, but he's girl. And then you start creating this whole like false conception of like, I'm doing something that I'm not doing. Whilst me and my girl were still talking. And then for her, she's even finding it hard that like, there's a lot of noise from people like, oh, they're just speculating that this is going on, even though she knows it's not what's happening.
But obviously,
for her, it's a lot of voices, and it's getting to a point where it's even hard. And I feel like those pressures, like literally kind of even like maybe even affected our relationship for a bit. And it's not even our fault. It's what the media is, and we're not used to this like newfound volume of like noise. But then we've obviously found, like, I feel like obviously communicating with each other, we found a way to actually like navigate through the noise, and it's like, it's not real. Like at the end of the day, we know what's real between us. So I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did.
Like
you did. But let's take a little bit of a pivot and talk about you as an individual, as you said, because obviously you come out as a couple, everyone focuses on the couple, but you as an individual, I think you're quite well known for your style, right?
Yeah.
I love your style. I love anyone that dresses out of the norm, the stereotypical UK, whatever that even is.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, let's not go into, because they might be offended. Tracksuit center. Tracksuit central.
Exactly. So obviously you've gone from microbiologist, then you've gone into reality TV stardom, and now we're seeing you entering fashion designing and such things, right? Talk to me a little bit about style. Did you always see a future in fashion for yourself?
Yeah, I did, because bro, I was just a little guy with a dream. Like I had many dreams, so I had dreams before LI, and it was like I always liked putting on clothes. I always liked styling clothes, like even my brand, Snow Bunny. I know we're probably gonna go into that.
We're gonna come to Snow Bunny.
Yeah, but like even that, like that was like a long thing that I remember when I dreamt of, like I remember when I created the first like design, and when I came up with the name, like I was just a guy with the meaning for the name meant what it meant to me. Like nothing else actually mattered. I just liked it. So then obviously I've come into this world now, and the name now means something else, and I'm learning about what it means, and it's like I'm supposed to like accept what it kind of means. But I've always had the intention of the meaning for me. But that's not the question you even asked me.
No, but you know what? It's good to talk about the name, because obviously, tell us about Snow Bunny.
Yeah, because for me, like Snow Bunny just means a bunny in snow. Like my first ever design was literally like, it was a hoodie. Like I even have a tattoo. It's like literally a bunny with a balaclava. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, that was literally my main like point. It's like, you want to be seen, but you don't want, like, you want to be noticed, but kind of you don't want to be seen. But you're always going to be seen just because the thing is fly, kind of like in a sense. And that was like my kind of full approach. And bunnies, I just think bunnies are fly.
I think they're cute.
Yeah, bunnies, they're always hopping. So technically they kind of are fly. Do you know what I mean? Like they jump from anywhere. And it's like, and for me, it's like with that, it's like when I create it, it's like like a bunny, it's like I can just jump from one idea to one idea, and that's how I feel like as a person. It's like I don't just stay in one lane. Like I'm always trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do that, and I feel like within the designs as well, it's like it helps me like be able to like go from this idea that's so simple to something that's so abstract, and I can bring it back again and just keep flying all over the stuff, and it's like all over the stuff, and you never know what to expect in a sense.
I love that.
So,
did you expect the level of scrutiny? I mean, there was a lot of conversations on social media going round and round and round. Did you expect that at all?
I did, man, but you know, controversy sells, you know, so it is what it is.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Like, it actually does. Like, I feel like a lot of people make noise about things they don't really understand, and it's, to be honest, the noise brings more traction, and nearly sold out, so thank you. So thank you.
Very true. Tell me a little bit more about Snow Bunny. So obviously at the minute, we've got so many individual brands popping up, streetwear brands, small brands. What do you think the trick is to being different, standing out? Because we're as a society, we're also over-consuming a lot all the time. So what did you think?
I feel like the difference is like your kind of your design value and what you're actually trying to make, and what is unique to you, like in the sense of your brand. And I feel like marketing as well is what really sets like most brands apart now. It's like you can do the typical get models and just shoot, but I feel like now it's like people have actually started to become creative and making stories within their whole like campaigns and marketing aspects, which actually draws people in, because people like watching things that are cool. Very like true. You know what I mean? So I feel like that kind of adds value to like where you're trying to take your brand. So I don't know if you've seen any of like the Snow Bunny stuff, but it's like we're really trying to be like, in a sense, I can just say, I'll say it, it's like we're trying to be like Black Mirror. Like, you know, like every episode is like completely different. So like, it's like you enter a universe of like, but inside the Snow Bunny world, it's like a universe of everything is like positive and it's good. Like, it's not what you think. It's like a whole different story. It's cooler than what you guys are making it seem. And it's like when you come to this place, it's like you belong, and it's like it's like I watch anime a lot, so
good.
It's just a nice place to be. And I feel like when you wear it as well, you feel fresh, you feel good, you feel unique, and you feel bold. And it's like within the designs that are coming up that people haven't even seen. And that's one thing I'll say about like when you actually have your own brand. The thing I struggle with, because I feel like sometimes I'm impatient, is like you have designs and stuff that no one's even seen yet, and it's all the way in like the 7 or 8 drop that no one's even seen, and it's like you have to contain yourself to like you can't speak about it. It's like, because you have to, in the business aspect, you have to like scale up. So like, you know, just to create like the whole, and I feel like the way I even started, because I felt like I saw a lot of noise where people are saying, oh, I thought Dami's like really big into fashion, like I thought he would do something else, I didn't think he's gonna come out with a tracksuit, I didn't think he was gonna like, I thought he'd like, you know, show us unique stuff. The thing is, I've designed all the unique stuff, but I feel like in this space where we are in the UK now, where I've dropped it, like I feel like a lot of people are kind of limited within the spaces they would go fashion-wise. And it's like, I can't come and just show you all this, because you wouldn't even know how to consume it. You wouldn't know how to take it in. You'd be like, oh, this is too much. So it's like, for me, it's like you have to introduce people to what they already kind of know and help them grow within.
Very true.
As it goes, it's like you grow with us as well.
How would you actually describe the pieces, especially for people who haven't seen it, who might be listening today? Like, how would you describe the look? Is it streetwear, lifestyle? You know, I feel
like the word I'd use is eclectic. Yeah, it's like you just never know what to expect. It's going to make you feel good. It's luxury. It's street. It's gothic. It's like I want it to relate to everyone, because like there's a thing that I'm going to try and do. It's like every person in the world has a different sense of style. Like you could have someone that's doing street, you could have someone that's formal, you could have someone that's gothic. You know, it just depends on your thing. But it's like Snow Bunny pieces, you're going to be able to hone in all those identities into like the way you dress. So,
and what is the long-term vision for Snow Bunny?
Long-term vision is to just be so motherfucking successful that you just can't stop what's going on.
But what does successful mean to you? Because that's a very individualistic.
Success in the sense of business, successful for me is like when like you have like a whole load of people that actually believe in the brand, that support the brand, and that kind of represent what the brand is about, and they're not afraid to, you know, represent it. I feel like that's, for me, that's where it will be successful, because you can make money and all that, but I feel like it's within the community and people that you actually build that the success will really come from.
And what are we going to be seeing next for Snow Bunny? Because obviously you've dropped it, names out. Have you sold anything yet? What's the situation?
Sold, yeah, I've sold. We've been selling. You've not seen? You haven't bought anything? Do better, sister. I
definitely have bought. And check, I'm joking.
Do better.
I haven't bought anything. I'll be absolutely honest.
Snow Bunny tracks would suit you. Snowsuit.
Do you think?
Yeah, it would.
Do Do you think I can pull that off?
Yeah, anyone can pull it off.
I do like a tracksuit. I was literally going to say to you, what piece would you say that I should get first?
No, I say a snowsuit would suit you. That's what I call a snowsuit.
Would suit you.
No, but actually,
all right, cool.
But I feel like in the next, because obviously I can't tell you all the other stuff that's coming.
I want to give me a little something.
Nah, like manager knows. She's seen some of it. Like she can literally be co-signed. Like, yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I want to, element of surprise. That's my lifestyle. But I would show you off camera. I'd show you a little something off camera. Okay.
So you obviously you had the backlash with the name and such.
Yeah,
Did you ever question changing the name at all?
Nah, because I feel like I've learned like some things just aren't real in life. I feel like people make up like for me personally, the name meant what it meant to me. It's not in the actual dictionary of what people try to make it is. It's not in the Bible. So I don't really have to adhere or follow anyone else's man-made descriptions of something, if that makes sense.
For people who also trying to get into these new brands, and I think social media backlash is a really, really big thing, especially when you're dropping something new. What kind of advice do you give to people to basically persevere? Because this happens all the time. People drop something, social media goes in a frenzy, they don't like it, without even sometimes understanding the backing, as you've said.
Yeah.
What do you tell people?
I feel like there are some things that you need to be careful about and don't, you know what I mean? There's certain things or certain elements that will never work. Do you know what I mean?
Very true.
But I feel like if it's an element that kind of is like my situation, I feel like if you have a vision and you believe in it, you just have to charge it. Like at the end of the day, no one's allowed to change your vision in life. Like you can't let other people like tell you how to live your own life.
This is very true.
So,
and tell me a little bit about some of your influences, fashion-wise, because I really do want to tap into your style, because I just feel like, as I said, there's not many people that dress
damn, I should have dressed up today then.
I mean, you look good.
I'm just wearing shout out Superdry still though.
No, Superdry's hard.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about growing up. Like, what were your influences into fashion? Because as I said, you just put things together, and I love that you just rock them unapologetically.
I feel like influence into fashion probably came from music. It's probably like music, and because I feel like a lot of artists and rappers and people that I grew up listening to, the way they dressed back in the 90s to like thousands, it's like you look at their style, and then obviously then you start seeing like, how style is kind of like advanced from like you see Tyler the Creator, you see A$AP Rocky, you just see like even Rihanna, even women's fashion. It's like
amazing.
Everything just kind of like it just kind of shows you like you can actually be bold and expressive within your. So I feel like all those type of people that are celebrities, they're kind of the moguls that like kind of built fashion for me. And then like obviously you have like the likes of Virgil Abloh and just like, I don't know, it's just like even my friends in my day-to-day life, it's like inspiration came from anywhere. It could even be my teacher in my maths class, and like maybe they just pulled in one day and it's like, this guy kind of looks sleazy, and he's probably wearing something for him, but it's like you take little pieces out of how everybody else is dressed while you try to form your own identity into fashion. And I feel like that's what kind of like honed in from me. Even my dad as well, even when he's doing native, I'll be seeing it when he used to put on like those taxi driver hats. I used to think, black hat, but I'd be thinking it's cool, but the way he would do it, and he's not even driving taxi at this point, I'm like, why is this guy wearing the taxi hat? But the way he put it together was really cool. So I feel like inspiration just came from so many people throughout like my way of life.
And did you find it easy to, I suppose, dress differently to others?
Yeah, I kind of did, yeah. And I feel like it comes from experimenting as well, like, because fashion is more than just clothes. It could be like you trying to dye your hair and it goes wrong. And it's like from that experiment of you try, but the fact that you were even bold enough to go outside with that wrong color hair, that I have a picture that I did my hair.
What color was it?
It was supposed to be blonde, but it came out like ginger bronze.
That sounds nice.
Nah, it even was like a mohawk kind of like thing going on.
We will be resurfacing.
And I was really dark. I was even dark. So like people call me a Duracell battery. You probably have, man.
I've seen this picture.
Nah, but in uni when I did it, I remember going up to the library and people were like, bro, when did you turn into a Duracell battery? Like, what's going on? And I was just funny. But I feel like all those type of like experiments that you do, like even you piercing your ears, all these things, it kind of makes you. It just kind of makes you more like expressive, and then it goes into how you dress as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. So looking back, let's talk about a defining moment. So are there any specific moments that shaped where you are today that you remember?
I feel like I can't really think back on what it is that's driven me, but I feel like this year what's driven me more so is obviously I lost my dad. So I feel like since I've lost my dad, it's like the way I kind of see life and perceive it, and like how much hungry I am for it now is completely different, because it's like I'm kind of the man of the house now. So it's like the way I see things, it's like, I don't know, I feel like his death has like shown me a lot of stuff where, and that's why I feel like I'm so much passionate where I don't actually care what people think anymore.
You can tell that.
Yeah,
way,
because
really nice.
it's like you actually have to go through life living how you want. And it's like me, I'm just trying to make him proud in the sense where it's like I've done all the things that kind of reaches the heavens and he can see it in a sense. And I make my mom and my sisters proud and my brother.
And do you think that's what keeps you going?
Yeah.
You speak about family quite a lot. So is family quite important to you?
Yeah, man. Like everything I do is literally for my family. Like literally.
Are they still in Ireland?
Yeah, they're still in Ireland, but planning to move them to this place like next year.
London, what do you think about it?
No, maybe not London. Maybe the outskirts of London,
So what's wrong with London?
London's all right, but I feel like value for like houses and stuff, you get way better a little bit on the outskirts, like near Hertfordshire and all those type of places.
I'm sick of slander that goes on with London. It's a lovely multicultural place.
Yeah, it is. No, you guys, multiculturally beautiful. Everyone that's here, fantastic. Except the bad vibes people, sorry.
Of course. Do you think doing what you do you think it's better to have done it here in London? People always talk about London as, opportunities.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
I feel like I kind of agree in the sense, like I feel like the lifestyle in London is really here and there's more opportunities you can get because more people you can meet. Whereas obviously in Ireland, I feel like you can do all those things, but there's like a limit to how much more you can reach in a sense. So when you come to London, it's like, if I was living in Ireland and I had to come to, because everything is happening in London that I have to actually do. So if I have to keep flying over to London and all the people I'm networking with and meeting, all the brands, they're all kind of like based in London in a sense. And then obviously like the difference in kind of money as well. It's like,
very true.
Just makes sense to be here.
So once Snow Bunny's established, it's in a good place, successful as we spoke about, getting to the top. What other adventures are you thinking of getting involved with? What can we see?
I kind of want to do a lot of, I want to do investment. I want to do like property stuff. I want to create like another venture as well. And I kind of want to maybe like down the line, even like just help people as well that want to do certain things like that as well, like build their own brands and stuff.
Lovely. That would be quite interesting. Do you feel like young you would be happy with where you are now?
Bro, that guy is happy. Like, I don't want to use the words, but you know what I'm saying? That black guy is happy. He's so happy right now.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like I try to do everything for younger Kim, and I feel like everybody should try to do things for their younger selves.
For the younger self, yeah.
To make themselves happy.
How do you think younger Kim's feeling?
Younger Kim is also very happy. No swear words, but she's effing happy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Because similar to you, like I grew up, my mum wanted me to go to uni and study a serious degree, but I always had the inkling that I wanted to do something creative. So I love speaking to people like you who've actually done it and you're successful because you're a testament to. And I think when young people listening to this is what they want to hear. They want to see people who did both because you've done both. Do you think you could ever go back into microbiology?
I feel like I'd go back if I was investing in a project and maybe I could oversee it, but I don't think I'd want to be hands down in the lab as much anymore now.
Done with the lab life.
Like, it actually is fun sometimes, but sometimes it's so specific. Like, any little thing, you gotta start again. Like,
that sounds good.
No, it's good, yeah, but any errors, any this, it just like delays everything else, and you always it has to be so accurate. But it's good. If you're good at it, you're good at it.
It's a good skill, meticulous detail. That obviously would have taught you things how you now running your business. So what kind of advice would you give to young people who are trying to get into the creative space? Or what if there's people who actually want to follow your exact footsteps? What advice would you give?
I feel like advice I would give is there's no shame to kind of like learn from other people that have done it before. Because I feel like sometimes people have ego, they just want to do it in their own way. But it's like sometimes you can actually watch how someone else has done it, or you can ask questions. I feel like never be afraid to ask questions and like trust your vision. Don't let anyone kind of like dampen your light and whatever you see for yourself, but always kind of like have an open ear and be open-minded to like what people are actually like giving you. Because most times they're actually saying they've made mistakes, so you don't actually have to make the same mistakes in a sense.
Do you have any mistakes that you made that you'd be happy to share?
Any mistakes that I probably made is just more so like just being on time of like, within manufacturers. But then it comes to, it's not even my own mistake. It's obviously down the line of like, okay, they end up messing up, but then it delays. But it's like if you plan way ahead and you already know, it's a way simpler process. But I just want to say is obviously believe in yourself. Don't let anyone kind of like tell you can't do something, and just kind of trust your gut. And like it might, like some things don't always take off exactly when you need it to take off as well. It's like everyone has their own time. Like even as today, like you can see like artists that have been working for time, but now TikTok is alive, bro. everybody now blowing on like TikTok. Like people are getting their
warps your people's perception of success and how to get it. Because back in the day, you could be an artist for 10 years before your song pops off. Yeah. Now I can make and I could make a good song.
Oh, really? You think so?
Absolutely. If I dropped a little mixtape on Snapchat, TikTok, it would go viral. That's why I haven't done it. Okay. It's not fair to the other people who've been grinding.
Yeah, fair.
But anyways, to circle back, it warps people's perception of, I suppose, hard work and how long it took to do things. So I think that's why it's good to hear people's story, that it wasn't just I woke up in one day and now I'm Snow Bunny. Yeah. There was A, there was B, there was C, there was D. So I think it's important for people to know there's always a journey and such things.
Like, like even for me, like, Sabrina Carpenter, like, literally for me, obviously our songs are blown up. And I think the other day, I was like, wait, when did this woman blow up? Like, where did she come from? And
Disney Channel.
No, but the thing is, I didn't know this because I've never, so I didn't know this. So I even went to go and do my research, and I saw her like on Spotify, and she's been making music since like 2014.
She's been singing since she was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, this has actually been working. So it's like, bro, your time is your time.
Exactly.
So,
and with that, let's say goodbye to the people.
Wow, that was a quick one.
That was a quick one.
I feel like I spoke so fast through that whole thing. But hey, I hope you can understand me. I didn't try to use my Irish accent.
I think
because it's a bit too fast.
Igush people speak really fast.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
You're right there, little fellas. You want to flip and go there? So I went down to the terrace the other day, and I saw a little. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I speak like this. But then people say I sound American.
And you know what? That is very true. I've seen a lot of comments of people saying, where is this man from? Can you just actually clarify? Where are you from?
I am from Nigeria, but I grew up in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? But now I live in London, UK.
London.
So sometimes I might sound a bit everywhere.
Okay. Well, I've been Kimberly Cumberbatch, and it's been...
amazing.
No, your name.
Oh, you said and it's been... Okay, say it, sorry.
Okay, should we do it again?
Yeah, do hit it.
I've been Kimberly Cumberbatch, and it's been...
Dami Hope.
Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
Peace and love.